Did you just fart?
Hey, can we get back to lifting, please?
Did you actually?
Who just farted?
I guess you guys will soon know.
This is
Stop
gonna
trying to smell it.
Jesus Christ, what's happening?
Stop trying to smell it, okay? What's up, guys? Here we are at the first and now best strongman gym, Strong Gym here in Dubai, owned by Mark Boyd. The official opening is this Friday, but it's still open to the public. But the grand opening will be Friday, just in a few days. So we are here to smash some deadlifts.
PRs, maybe.
Maybe a PR.
Maybe.
If you've been watching Ronald Heimna, I'm probably saying that wrong, forgive me. If you've been watching, if you've been following strongmen, you'll know that particular guy just did 475 kg on the sumo with straps, but it was his first time ever doing sumo, and his best is equivalent to that, conventional. This is someone who's been training conventional deadlift for years, has over 1,035-pound deadlift, and his first attempt at sumo, he did, well, what he did conventional.
Pretty close. Oh, really?
The same.
The same?
The same.
Jesus. Well, was it on a strong, was it on like the, what's the super deadlift bar? The elephant bar?
No, it was on a Texas deadlift bar.
Wow.
Yeah, he had no
That
suit
is
on
insane.
from what it looked like.
Did he have good form, or was it like a,
It was-
was it like a wide stance conventional?
It was great, actually. It looked like
Wow.
he'd been doing it for years.
He's been secretly practicing.
Maybe he has. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, what is your best PR today? for
My
deadlifts?
best sumo is 700 pounds.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know what that is in kg. I think
Like
320.
320,
320. And then my best conventional is 675. So I don't know what that is. I can't do the mental math right now, but that was done with straps because for some reason I'm much weaker with straps when I do sumo. Oh, well, actually, it's because when I do sumo, I take a big breath up here, get the lats tight, then reach down. But when I do conventional, I put the straps on, start down here, and then pull. So I'm able to pull much more when I use straps conventional. So if I can't do a sumo PR, I'll try a straps conventional PR. And if I can't do that, I'll probably cry and leave the gym. So,
So, we're trying both today then. Well, you're trying both. I'm only
Yes.
trying sumo today.
oh, really?
You know,
okay.
yes.
All right.
I give sumo pullers some crap every now and then, but I do respect it. It can be a harder lift. Two favorite sumo pullers in Mambo 3 will be Dan Green, Yuri Belkin, and then Jamal. So these
Jamal,
are
for
all
sure, yeah.
1,000-pound plus pullers, except Dan Green, but he's up there in the 900. So they're
Yeah.
all super elite, world-class sumo pullers. And when I watch them sumo pull, it makes me want to sumo pull because it looks really good. I'm not saying I'm going to get anywhere near that today. I've never tested it. I've done 220 kg, 500 pounds, roughly, for a set of 5, just to mess around with it. It's like, oh, am I doing it right? So let's have some fun today. First day, well, second day at Strong Gym for me. First day for you.
Yes. It's
and-
a sick gym.
Yeah,
Really
it's a
like
big
it.
open space. Everything you can ever need for strongman is here, or just functional strength training. Everything is here. Fully equipped gym. Mark did a really good job here. So
What's
really,
the WD-40 for? Do you know?
yeah, actually, it's for taking the tacky off of the stones
Okay.
and off yourself as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah, well, it was cool because they're set up with baby powder. They got all the stuff that you always forget to bring to the gym. They have it here, so that's sick. So we got baby powder, we got WD-40 apparently. We got cages for our deadlifts, which is sick. And if I'm stepping into a cage, I have to pull a PR. So maybe 701. If I can walk away with 701.
Okay.
It's all kg plates, so it'll probably add up to that.
Yeah.
So let's get to it.
Let's do it. Well, I feel like I'm back at Thor's gym where he had his own chair in between sets. And I thought it was a brilliant idea because your back can fully rest and recover in between sets. My back is completely supported. Like there's no lower back pump now. Yeah, it's my kind of gym. What can I say?
You know, there's a Game of Thrones throne over there. You might want to sit on that one in between sets.
Only if I PR. After the PR, go rest over there in the throne.
I always just do this before my first set, just to stretch out the adductors. Now, I don't normally static stretch before any workout I do, but before deadlifts, I need to so that I can actually get into proper position. So static stretching will make you weaker before a lift, but if you can't get into position, then it's necessary.
Agreed.
So I just relax my hips as much as I can, support my body weight on my hands, and then just try to press my knees out with my elbows.
So for that stretch, you're doing one of these.
Yeah, so you lean, you try to put as much pressure on your hands as you can to take it off your feet as much as you can. Then you bend your elbows and try to push your knees out as much as possible. And when you do it right, you'll feel it in your adductors. Tell when a conventional puller is trying sumo for one of the first times.
Oh yeah, it looks like a conventional pull.
You're just like basically, can I swear?
Yeah.
All right. You're basically muscle fucking the weight up. It's like a wide stance conventional, you know?
Exactly, yeah. That's what it
But,
feels like right now.
I mean,
I have such limited mobility in my groin, so I can't spread my knee.
yeah, exactly. Because I was gonna say you might want to like move your stance out like an inch on each foot. And normally I say the opposite. Normally I see people that are too wide because they're trying to like overcompensate or whatever. But in your case, your feet are kind of like this, and your shins are going past parallel. So
And you sit back more.
you want to get your shins directly perpendicular with the floor for max force production. So like right here. All right.
We're back here, yeah?
Oh, yeah, so
I feel like they're perpendicular here.
we'll just
Can't
get
get any
into
wider.
starting position,
Well, maybe my hands are too
like
wide.
you're
Actually.
about to pull.
Okay. Right here.
No, your hands aren't too wide. You want them to be straight down.
Here,
there,
but
yeah.
then when it's here, it's pushing against my knee, and I feel like that's
Exactly, because you want to widen your stance a little bit. So move your feet out a little bit. Yeah.
it's too much on the groin now.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Flexibility.
it's a flexibility issue.
Like here, it feels comfortable. Like
Okay.
I feel like
You can try from there then, if you don't feel like you have the mobility. I mean, it looks good. It looks good from the side.
oh,
Yeah, it looks good. It's just like you can optimize it for sure, but if the mobility isn't there, then that's just kind of a waiting game. You have to work on it. So I wouldn't try to force anything this workout,
okay.
but maybe you can just play around with slight, like half-inch widening your stance. You do want to feel, the whole point is to feel tension in your adductors. If you're not feeling tightness in your groin, you're not doing it right.
Okay.
That's part of what gives you a stretch reflex. You get the hip pump, and it literally, you're activating the stretch reflex to get it out of the hardest part of the movement, so you can get it off the ground, and then lockout's easy.
Okay. Rather than starting from right here, use that reflex.
Right, yeah, exactly. So that's why when I go, I start up here, big breath in, reach down, get the hand set, then pull. So I do the hip pump, and I force my hips into position, and that activates the stretch reflex, all in your adductors and hamstrings.
Wow.
Because of the way that I pull, but I've also practiced the way that I pull a lot, and it's kind of aggressive, and I don't know if that kind of aggressive style would be good if you're learning sumo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do try the hip pump. You can do it in straps. You don't.
Just like
Yeah,
this.
exactly. Yeah. So like it's one fluid motion. That was good. That was good. The as you're pumping your hips down, you're pulling slack, pulling slack, pulling slack, and then you're pulling up. So I've seen way too many people, they do the hip pump, stop, and then pull, and that eliminates the whole point. It's gotta be one fluid motion, hips down, bar up. Yeah, good. That's good. That looks really good from the side. So, start here. Big breath, and then I just do this to kind of like engage my lats so that I can feel them. Then you'll see me reach down. I set my hands. Then once they're set, I quickly raise up, shoot down, and pull all at the same time. So it's look at this. We got it dropped off. A small, because I'm skinny, according to Adam.
Oh, wait.
Small waist, you got small, you jacked.
That should be good. My organs aren't getting compressed into my spine, but that's okay. Yeah, that should be good.
Did you just fart?
Hey, can we get back to lifting, please?
Did you actually?
Who just farted?
I guess you guys will soon know.
This is
Stop
gonna
trying to smell it.
Jesus Christ, what's happening?
Stop trying to smell it, okay?
Bro, it's like fucking ammonia. It's gonna cinch my nose hairs off. Jeez, I feel hyped right now. It's getting my adrenaline going.
Let's see it. I just woke you up.
Just fart my face real quick, bro. Ah, you bitch. Nice new bar. I can feel it on the skin.
Oh, it's definitely so sharp. It ripped open so many calluses in the last year when I was doing without straps. Oh, so many calluses. I see that hip drive.
The pump
The pump is quite aggressive.
on mine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, you want, like I said, you want groin tension. Obviously, if it hurts, you don't want to, but you do want to feel that stretch because that's what's going to be helping you lift the bar off the ground. It's not, I mean, with conventional, you're basically like a crane and you're just muscling the weight up. But with sumo, there's a lot more of like a flow to it, and the more you can practice the movement and get that stretch reflex, the easier it's going to be off the ground. And off the ground is the hardest part of the movement when you're doing sumo. So you want to make that part as easy as you can, and that'll make the lockout easier. There you go. Good, yeah. You got it. That's definitely the right idea.
Hakuna Matata. No worries. Come on.
Felt good?
So jokingly, I was saying, I've nearly pulled 675, had about right here with one arm and a strap. And I'm not confident that I can do that sumo with both hands.
Yeah, and I was just saying, because I've seen him squat with a pretty wide stance before, and he said that it's a little bit past shoulder width, right about here, would you say?
Yeah, yeah.
So
relative to my frame.
Yeah, so I think that he doesn't really have anything to worry about when it comes to a groin injury with sumo. I mean, maybe like pulling something, but I wouldn't really worry about that because if he's only ever done conventional and close stance squats, I would be concerned. But since he's been doing wide stance squats and a pretty fucking heavy squat too, like 915 was it he squatted? So I personally, if I were in his position, wouldn't really be worried because he has the strength in that wide stance position from doing wide stance squats. You get the hip pump, one fluid motion. You've been doing it great so far, so just as we move up in weight, stay focused on the form. Don't get focused on the height.
Gotcha.
Every time I see someone, when it comes to sumo, they get too focused on the height. The form breaks down, there goes the lift. So.
All right.
Let's go. Big breath. Let's go. There you go.
Make it happen.
Fuck, that feels good.
Yeah.
Few warm-ups. You don't like tiring yourself out.
That's right.
I can't take massive jumps, but I don't like taking a ton of small jumps either. So I'm kind of in between.
I want to say I want to do the pump, but
You want to try it more slow and controlled first?
yeah,
Okay.
get in a decent position.
Let's go.
Let's go, guys.
Oh!
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, the pop's necessary.
Yes, there you go.
Even for
Look at
newbies.
that. You can see in real time the difference a hip pump can make.
Yeah.
I see 5 plates. I'm like, all right, this is pretty light. But then the actual weight's like 600 pounds. It's pretty heavy single iron.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
And it's the width of like 2 US plates.
That's right.
So it's going to be less bend, which makes it tougher for me, but that's all right. I will say, and I know that I'm going to get a lot of hate from sumo pullers, but I am a sumo puller, so I'm just going to say straight up that I think for the majority of people on a deadlift bar, sumo will be easier because sumo is hard off the ground, easy to lock out. So if you're making it easier off the ground with a deadlift bar, it's going to be an easier lift than conventional. That's not to take anything away from sumo pullers that pull on a deadlift bar. It's just facts, honestly. But on a stiff bar, completely different story. If I hear people say that it's easier on a stiff bar, you're full of shit. You don't know what you're talking about. Try pulling sumo on a Ohio Power Bar or a Lico bar, and it's impossible off the ground.
Let's go.
Come on, James.
Let's see. Come on. Yes.
Lost balance.
Hard stuff. By the way, we don't.
Get those hips in explosively. Yeah, there you go. Block! There you go. What do you mean? What do you mean? That was so easy.
Hell no.
Oh no, that looked very easy.
You ain't fooling nobody.
Yeah.
I think I'm about to start bleeding or something.
That looked very good. All right, I guess I gotta match this, but felt awful.
It's horrible. It's such an awkward movement for me. Ugh.
Yeah, you're definitely built for conventional.
And conventional, you just did this recently, right?
No, yeah, 10 days ago, maybe 11, I did
For like 5 reps or something, right?
760 for 3.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
well, a lot more than this. It was a lot better form.
Yeah.
I mean, the form didn't look bad at all. It looks, it doesn't look optimized, but so the technique doesn't look good, but the form looks fine. So your technique in terms of sumo pulling could be better, but in terms of your form breaking down, your back stayed flat, your knees stayed out, your hips were wedged into the bar. That looked fine. So 61 pounds, roughly, or 66.
The one-arm deadlift done with a strap is much like the sumo. You're having your arm in between your legs. But I have so much more leverage here than here. And I've literally done, look on my Instagram and YouTube, 675, nearly locked it out, and it just felt so much easier off the floor. The only reason I didn't get it was because it started to tilt. But if it was, for example, somebody was holding it so it didn't tilt left and right, I would have got it no problem. And that 700, or that 705 I did, sumo felt so much harder. Probably the hardest deadlift I've done in a long time. Everything about it was hard, from getting it off the floor to locking it out. Like, every bit was very difficult.
I gotta go watch this video back. It looked easy to me. I don't
But
know.
it felt very, like, my blood pressure got so high. So where I'm going with this is that when you look at the best sumo pullers, the difference from their sumo to conventional isn't that great. Maybe it's 20 to 25 kg, whereas for me, it's like well over 100 kg, maybe even more, like 125. Because my best conventional has been 420, 425, and sumo 320.
But
So.
what if you were doing sumo for say 2 or 3 months? Then it wouldn't be as much of a difference.
There wouldn't be as much of a difference, that's right. But the gap, even just from from where I'm starting, is quite significant. You know, like.
I mean, I just went and watched the video back. It was slow off the floor, but as soon as you broke it to about here, it was very smooth sailing. Like, it moved smooth. There were no sticking points. So I think with a lot of people, they're not used, if they only pull conventional, they're not used to how hard sumo is off the floor. So they ignore how easy the lockout was, and they just think, man, that was so hard off the floor. But part of how easy the lift is how easy it is to lock out. So your lockout, if you just looked at it from 3 inches off the floor to lockout, it looks like RPE 0, but off the floor, it's like RPE 10.
Yes.
So that means you're doing sumo right, though. That means you got the hang of it.
Well, if you watch Jamal, the easiest part for him is off the floor. Yeah, doesn't it? Even you, but you're not showing off the floor at all. That's not your sticking point.
Off the floor? No.
Well, at least so far. I haven't seen you.
It's
max
not
effort.
because I get like so hyped. I know I told you not to do that, but I get I'm just so ready to go, and I get such a good stretch reflex that I'm usually pretty good off the floor. My lockout tends to be a little bit harder. That's why sumo's better for me, because lockout on conventional is even harder than that. So that's why I pull more sumo.
Yes, yes.
Nice.
Easy.
Let's go, Alex. Come on. Very late.
This is it, James. Come on. Let's go. Let's see it. Oh, yes.
Fuck. God, I hate that feeling. Do we have time for me to take one more attempt or no? Okay, I'm gonna take one more. If I don't get it, it's done.
I feel like you can get away with that in sumo. In conventional, if you reattempt the same way, it never happens. But I've seen it on more than one occasion. Sumo lifters missing an attempt and then coming back and getting it.
Well, you know what I did there? I actually, last second, which is the worst fucking thing you can do,
Yeah, right.
I decided to change my grip, as you can see here, and I trapped my calluses instead of going over them, because my grip has been slipping, and that had a bad effect on my lift. So I'm gonna try to do it the normal way I do it, and if that doesn't come up, then I'm not strong enough.
Leave you by with a big PR, boss. Come on. Make it happen. Let's see it. Big air. Big air. Run. It is it.
Fuck. Oh, no. Oh, shit. No.
Everything in one piece.
Unfortunate. Huh?
Everything in one piece.
Yeah? Oh, man. I think I just got a couple new hemorrhoids. Oh, shit.
Well, live to fight another day, brother.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Did it rip?
Yeah, a little bit. Stop bleeding. Fuck. That's heavy. 700 pounds, kind of heavy.
Live to fight another day. Look,
All
I
right,
think anything you
fuck
do to the gym without an injury is a good day.
Yeah.
Despite everything, you leave injury-free, it's a good day. Reattempt it. Frankly, you got a bit further. Your grip was better. You weren't slipping at all.
Yeah.
But if you would have not changed anything on that first attempt,
Yeah.
you would have been able to grind out the lockout.
maybe, but
Yeah.
coulda, shoulda, woulda,
Yes.
maybe coulda, but I didn't. So I'm so tempted to go for a straps conventional PR, but I won't. But I might.
I would recommend against it. So I maxed out on sumo, and my max turns out to be 705. And it took a lot out of me. It was a really hard pull. I tried swapping to conventional, dropped down to 661, 300 kg. Felt difficult. So my CNS just got gassed out with that one sumo attempt. So I'm gonna call it there. It was just for fun. Anyway, I don't intend on training sumo. Sumo isn't allowed in any strongman event, and my future has strongman and arm wrestling, no powerlifting. So it doesn't make sense for me to train sumo anytime soon. This was fun though. Shout out to Ronald Heine for getting me motivated to try it. I did kind of think it'd be closer to my conventional. I thought maybe at least like 800, high 700s. I'm shocked. There's such a big difference. But awesome job.
Thank you. You too.
It's funny how much 5 pounds, difference 5 pounds can make, isn't it? But you bet to 700, right? This is 705.
Well, I couldn't pull
And kg
700.
plates.
I couldn't pull 700 right now though. At least on kg plates. So when I pulled the 700 the first time, the stars were aligned. It was a really, really good day. Today, I feel pretty strong. Not stars aligned strong, but pretty strong. But with the kilo plates and the failed first attempt, that was it.
So when you did 700, was it with 20 kg iron plates, thick plates?
It was with 45 pounds, so yeah, 20.4, whatever.
Yeah.
And they were pretty thick. They were each about that thick. So the weight was coming out to about here-ish.
So there was significant more flex in the bar, making the range of motion much shorter, much easier to break the floor, and that applies for not only sumo but conventional as well.
Yeah, and you stay more upright. If it's easier off the floor, you get better position, easier lockout, the whole movement is just easier. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Man, this is a little bit tender, huh?
I'm telling you, this damn bar is the sharpest I've ever used. It's ripped open my hand. These two damn calluses so many times.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
haven't
many
really been
times.
pulling much, so my calluses have gone away, and we've got a fresh one that has a little bit of time to form here now. Gonna have to cut that off when I get home. All right. Well, are we doing accessories, or was it a failed max? Call it a day.
It's one of those fail max, call it a day.
Oh man,
It's one of those
you hate
days.
to see it. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a little bit sore. All right. Well,
It's funny when you don't have the callus developed, how tender your hands become.
yeah, I know. It's crazy. I was feeling it on the way here. I'm like, am I going to be able to deadlift? Felt pretty soft. Felt like baby hands. So I had this coming.
During lockdown, my hands, literally every callus in my hand went away.
Yeah.
Like every single one.
Yeah.
I had fresh hands.
Yeah,
I didn't
well,
like it though.
It hurt to bench when I came back.
Yeah.
Even having the bench in my hands was the bar benching hurt.
And
No calluses.
it humbled me. It reminded me what newbies feel like when they go back to the gym. Like when that feeling I had my first day in the gym where
Yeah.
everything, it hurts.
Yeah.
You know?
I had those gymnast calluses still left over first time I stepped in the gym. So I never got to experience losing my virginity, my hand virginity, the callus virginity. But I just experienced it on this finger. I've never really had huge rips on my hands. Maybe happened once, but this is up there actually.
Unfortunately,
It's not really even that gnarly. It's just, a little bit of skin came off, and just got to cut it off when I get home.
I think ripped calluses are because almost every single time the bar is too sharp.
Yeah, there's
Like-
really no need for a bar to be like slicing your hand open. And I grip it less well. I don't grip it as well when it's too sharp.
Yeah.
It's like hurts.
Yeah, it legit. And you'll see it at some competitions in powerlifting. They'll have a brand new barbell for the lifters, and half the lifters will rip open their hands, whether it's
Yeah.
the thumb from
Hook grip?
from hook grip,
Hook grip,
or
dude.
mixed grip. Like you'll see half of everybody ripping open their hand because the
Yeah.
bar's fresh and
Yeah.
it's extra sharp. It hasn't been dulled yet
Right.
from use. And sometimes you get unlucky and you have to develop on one of those bars.
Yeah.
And you're screwed. 'Cause-
Well, we have the Texas deadlift bar we have at my home gym back in Mass has gotten so much use that it's less sharp because people's skin has filled in the knurling.
Literally,
So now it's
literally.
smoothed over a little bit. It's kind of gross. You don't want to tear your hand on it. You'll catch COVID-20. But yeah, but this one's brand new. So there we go.
Yeah, it's sharp.
All right, well, lessons learned today. I got to train harder. That's basically it. I got to deadlift more, and I'm coming back for 705, and it's going to feel great when I pull it. It's 725, 7 plates plus a 25. I think that's 725 pounds is the new goal. So this is just a stepping stone. It is an aesthetic lift. 8 plates is really aesthetic, but 7.5 is good too.
Oh yeah. All right. Please check out at Team Press to the Record or plfstuff.com for the PR merch. And check out James English. His Instagram, social media handles will be in the description box below. Please support and check him out. We will see you guys shortly. Yes, I am back to strength training. This was not a baseline test. I have an idea where my baseline is based on my 3-rep pull a couple of weeks ago with Mike and Matt. 760 for 3, great place to start. Hit 5 plates on the incline for 6, which is my all-time best. I did 2 years back when I was intentionally trying to hit a PR with that lift, and I haven't even been training it. So everything is really good, feels really good, squat feels great. So this is the baseline, and I'm gonna incorporate all the strongman movements with the exception of stones, because I wanna avoid competitions that have stones until I get more confident in my technique so I don't re-injure this bicep or get this one looking like that one. So it's all coming together. Michael Todd is here. He is here now, not in the gym, but here in Dubai as of today. So lots of arm wrestling content coming your way and strongman training. So see you guys soon.
Peace out. Everyone go comment and like right now. Don't forget.